Welcome back. We're on a journey from Warcraft to WoW. We're now up to Warcraft 3, and with Warcraft 3 comes the Third War. In the last video we covered how the Lich King was created by the Demon Lord Kil'jaeden. The Lich King was tasked with raising an undead army, and was instructed to use this army to summon the Demon Lord Archimonde into Azeroth. A mysterious prophet rallied together all those who would answer the call to defeat this demonic invasion. A young orc named Thrall was brought to Azeroth during the First War. He was raised by humans in the orc internment camps, where he was forced to fight as a gladiator. Thrall escaped from this internment camp. In the wilds, he met up with the original warchief of the Horde, Ogrim Doomhammer, and Doomhammer passed the mantle of warchief on to Thrall. When the prophet came to Thrall and told him to take his people to Kalimdor to fight the demonic invasion, Thrall left immediately, no questions asked.
The demons are returning.
And only by leading your people across the sea will you have a chance to stand against them.
The most famous story from Warcraft 3 is that of Prince Arthas. Basically, long story short, Arthas went to investigate a new plague that turned its victims into undead monsters. But when he discovered an entire city full of infected people, he may have taken things a little too far and slaughtered all the infected citizens.
This entire city must be purged.
He then travelled to Northrend to hunt down the demons responsible.
I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth if I have to. To the ends of the earth!
In Northrend, he found the sword, Frostmourne, but the sword was cursed, and it bound Arthas to the will of the Lich King. Arthas returned to Lordaeron under the control of the Lich King. He pretended to help the demonic invasion, but was secretly finding ways to undermine the demons. Then came the story of Sylvanas. Arthas and his undead army launched a genocidal attack against the High Elves, leaving a scar of destruction in their wake. You might remember Sylvanas Windrunner from our previous video. Sylvanas was the Ranger General of the High Elves, and she antagonized Arthas, taunting him as she hindered his progress.
You think that I'm running from you?
Damn that woman!
When Arthas ultimately killed her, he ripped her soul from her body, turning her into a banshee. Sylvanas was forced to obey Arthas. Until one day, when the Lich King's powers started to weaken, Sylvanas seized this opportunity and broke free from the Lich King's control.
For some reason, I no longer hear the Lich King's voice in my head.
She claimed the ruined city of Lordaeron as her own, calling it the Undercity.
From here on out, we shall be known as the Forsaken.
In Warcraft 3, we were also introduced to Jaina Proudmoore, a childhood friend of Arthas.
Gentlemen, meet Miss Jaina Proudmoore, one of the most talented sorceresses in the land.
Jaina disapproved of Arthas' actions, but she heeded the prophet's warnings, and she took as many people as she could and sailed to Kalimdor. In Kalimdor, the mysterious prophet brought Jaina, Thrall, and the Night Elves together. Here they joined forces to prevent the Demon Lord Archimonde from drawing upon the power of the World Tree. With their forces combined, they were able to hold off the demonic assault for long enough to allow Malfurion to summon the power of nature to destroy Archimonde, and thus end the demonic assault.
So the plague in Lordaeron, the slaughtering of the elves, it was all just to prepare for some huge demonic invasion?
Yep.
After this battle, Jaina settled her people in Theramore Isle, and Thrall colonised Kalimdor, creating the city of Orgrimmar for the Horde. Let's talk about Kael'thas.
I am Prince Kael'thas.
Remember when Arthas invaded the High Elves, killed Sylvanas, and destroyed the Sunwell? Well, without the Sunwell, the few remaining High Elves were left without magic. This was a big problem, as the entire population of High Elves were addicted to magic and were suffering a fatal withdrawal.
We needed to feed.
Kael'thas was a High Elven prince, and to try and help his people, he sought out the aid of Illidan, who promised to provide the elves with all the magic they would ever need.
If he can cure my people of their hunger for magic, I will gladly pledge myself to his service.
So let's talk about Illidan. Illidan really hates demons, and and he has a sketchy history of stopping at nothing to get the power he needs to destroy every last demon. Illidan struck a deal with the leader of the demons, who burned out Illidan's eyes and infused him with demonic strength. The Night Elves imprisoned Illidan for 10,000 years for taking things too far. But in Warcraft 3, the Night Elves released him from his prison to help with the demonic invasion. Now we also meet Maiev, who had been Illidan's jailer for those 10,000 years. And she has this really weird fetish for chasing him down and locking him back up again. And that's honestly really all there is to know about her.
She has become vengeance itself, bound forever to the hunt.
As soon as Illidan was released from prison, he immediately went searching for powers to help destroy demons. So, he found the Skull of Gul'dan.
The power should be mine.
And he absorbed its demonic powers. And this made him grow demon horns and demon wings. The Night Elves were absolutely disgusted by this, and they banished him.
At the cost of your soul. Be gone from this place, and never set foot in our lands again.
So, Illidan fled to Outland. Now, Illidan had made pacts with demons in the past, and these pacts didn't really turn out so well. So Illidan was actually in hiding from the demons. While he was in Outland, he assaulted the Black Temple, which was demon-controlled. You know, perhaps hiding from demons on a demon-controlled world wasn't Illidan's best idea.
Perhaps hiding here was not the most prudent decision.
Illidan's assault on the Black Temple drew the attention of the demon lord Kil'jaeden. Meanwhile, back on Azeroth, the Lich King and Arthas had begun to rebel against the demons. They had had enough.
The scourge belongs to the Legion.
Not anymore, demon.
Kil'jaeden was starting to get a little bit worried that the Lich King was getting a little bit too powerful. So the Demon Lord Kil'jaeden went to Illidan and demanded that Illidan prove his loyalty by destroying the Lich King.
Destroy the frozen throne, or face my eternal wrath.
So Illidan went to Northrend to try and take down the Lich King, but it didn't really work. Arthas defeated him. Arthas then shattered the frozen throne and donned the armor of the Lich King. This fused Arthas and the Lich King into the same being. Arthas now was the Lich King. Now Illidan was a bit bashed up, but he wasn't dead, so he retreated back to Outland. And that wraps up the main stories of Warcraft 3 as we continue to explore the backstory of the Warcraft games. Next time, we'll go through WoW's golden years. Stay tuned for Cthulhu, Karazhan, the Wrathgate Uldra, and so much more. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one.